Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want us to continue with this series, this topic, poverty. What poverty can rob you of. It so baffles me, when I see people not actually thinking about it. They are not pondering of how to eradicate poverty from their life. It so pained me and it so touched me because of the world we are in now. So many things are bound that you can do to eradicate poverty from your life, from your generation, or from your lineage. And even though you were born, from a humble background or from a poor home, there are so many things you can do to change your status. We have so many examples of people around us today in this world that we are in that came from a poor home, but that didn't stop them from fulfilling destiny or from living in an abundant life that Christ promised to every of his children. So today I want us to talk more about poverty. I want us to talk about it, to ponder on it, so that it comes to the point where you will hate it with every fiber of your being and work towards what? Eradicating it, eliminating it from your life and from your generation. So let's just go into this video and talk about this topic of today, how poverty can prevent you from fulfilling destiny.
And it goes a little something like,
I'll give you love you want all summer, and after I'll keep.
Poverty is not the absence of money per se. It is the presence of limitation. Poverty doesn't only empty your pockets. It can rob you of your vision, your confidence, and even your destiny. When you are trapped in poverty, your choices shrink. Instead of chasing purpose, you chase what? Survivor. You will be mere existing. Dreams get delayed. Visions get buried. And potential goes what? Unexplored. So poverty forces people to settle for less. Not because they lack talent or because they lack potential, but because they lack the resources and the opportunity to unlock their destiny, to discover purpose and to fulfill the same. So you want to think about it. How many brilliant ideas have died because the person behind them couldn't afford to bring them to life or to reality? Even you yourself think about it. So many times you want to do something, but because of poverty, because of lack, not having the money to pursue it, you just bury the dreams, you bury the vision, and you bury your potential. So many people today want to do something great, but because they don't have the means, the resources, they totally forget about it. Imagine a child that is very intelligent in school, that wants to go to school and is dreaming of becoming a doctor. But for the fact that he's in a remotest village and the parents cannot even afford to send him to school, what would you think will become of that child? The child will not be able to further his or her education. He will be left with what? To go and learn, mere trade, or even end up farming. But you hear people talk about, that boy used to be very intelligent when he was young. That girl used to be very intelligent. Then you ask the question, why does he or she not in school? Why did they go to school and graduate to become what? Somebody in the society. You will hear, the parents couldn't afford it. And there are others too that know what to do. Maybe they want to learn a trade or they want to learn any hard work. But because the resources is not there, you see them bury that dream. And you see them regret. And some of them even cry. Like the story I related in my last video. So think about it. Do you want to continue to remain in poverty? Do you want poverty to deprive you of your glorious destiny? Do you want poverty to deprive you of harnessing the potential, the gifting God has embedded in you? No, nobody in their right senses will want to bury their talent or their purpose because of what? Poverty. Even if you look at the body of Christ today, when there is an announcement for something, maybe a project to be done in the household of faith, some people will have it in their mind and say, oh, I would have loved to contribute. I want to help that family. I want to do this. I want to do that. If only I have the money, but I don't have the money. Or how many times as a parent, your child will come to you and ask for certain things, have a desire, and you know that thing may be important for the child, may be good for the child. Maybe he or she has seen his or her mates having it out there. How do you feel as a parent when you are not able to give to your child what they desire, what is needful, what you know will help them in life? So how many brilliant ideas have been buried because the person behind them couldn't afford it? So you don't want to wallow in such a lifetime. So you want to sit down and think about it. This thing called poverty, how will I be able to bury it? How will I eradicate it completely from what? My lineage. I don't want to leave poverty for my children. I don't want my children to continue living a life of struggle, eating from hand. People that have known that there are people who took the bull by the horn, who were intentional, saying, no, this poverty has to stop. It must stop. I'm ready to do what it takes. I'm not talking about going into illegal or going into something dubious. No. So you want to what? Be intentional about it. How many destiny have been cut short because energy was spent worrying about what? The next meal instead of building the next empire. Do you know some people doesn't even have what to eat? I remember one day I was just late. So my husband brought home some food item and I told him this is just too enough. If we leave this plantain here, it's going to be too ripe and at the end of the day we may have to throw it away. And I said, oh, who do I give this food to? And I just, as my spirit led me, I took the food and I took it to one woman's house. And immediately she saw me coming. He said, do you know we didn't have any food to eat? That she was just praying, God, what am I going to give to my children this evening? And at last, God made provision by using me, touching my heart to go and give them that food. Then that day, I started to think, so many people will be in that position that cannot even eat, even twice in a day, cannot even afford some a meal. So, but for how long are you continue to live that kind of life? Continue to do the work, salary, or any salary, meager salary that cannot meet your needs, that cannot even be able to fool your bills, and you want to still continue to live like that. And you know it will be having sleepless night. In the night you cannot sleep. You are worrying sick, and before you know it, your BP start rising and hypertension set in. Some people even have this hypertension. They cannot even afford to buy the necessary medication that they need for what? Their situation. They cannot even afford to go to hospitals. So many people are just done suffering and wallowing in poverty. But how do we eradicate this thing called poverty? This is a very important topic that we must look into so that we eradicate it from our lineage, so that we will teach our children how to stay away from poverty. Poverty doesn't just affect your finances, it affects your mindset. Yes, it convinces you that you are not capable. And with that, you will lose your confidence. You begin to think that maybe success is not for you, that success is for others, and then that you should remain where you are. And before you know it, you will agree to it and accept it. When people are saying, oh, let's do this, let's try, you say, no, it's not for people like us. My lineage, we are known to be poor. We are average. Who told you? Then poverty has just taught you, has just implanted something in your mind, and you are carrying it around when the Bible has told you that you can do all things through Christ that strengtheneth you. He said you can do, say unto the righteous, it shall be well with him. He said his grace is sufficient for you. And if you are not careful, it can chain you down tightly that you never stepped into the life God has designed for you. He said he wish above all things that you prosper and be in what? In health, even as your soul prospereth. Let me just complete the passage. God wish that you prosper. So you don't want poverty mindset because you grew up from a poor home or a low life background. You can change it Like I said at the beginning of this video, I know so many people, even women, men out there that came from a poor background. But they were something that they did. They first of all worked on their mindset. They prayed towards it and they took action. And let me tell you, here is the truth. Poverty is not your destiny. Jesus came to give us a life and life more abundantly. You were created for more, and God has more for us. So you want to sit down and to think. God, the Bible, the word of God told me that he created me for a life of abundance. But how do I access this abundance? How do I become a part of those that are enjoying the abundant life that Christ gave? You know, these blessings of the redemption is there in the book of Revelation. He came and he gave us what blessing. He gave us what glory, honor. He came and he gave us what wealth and power and so on and so forth. Your vision is bigger than your current condition. You can do it. You want to arise. You want to build. You want to break free from the circle of lack. And it begins with having what? A shift in your mind, followed by action, discipline, and the courage to take opportunities that lead to growth. So many of us, opportunity comes and pass us by. We just sit down because of our mindset that I cannot do anything about it, wallowing in poverty. And before you know it, times have passed and you become old and you die a miserable death. None of us want to see that. I don't think anybody want to leave that behind. You want to cheat. You want to have a legacy. You want to embrace things, that will help you to eradicate poverty. So your destiny requires resources. It requires influence and freedom. Things poverty tries to deny you. That's why you must refuse to settle, for less for poverty. You must fight to arise, not just for yourself, but for your children and for the generation after you. So they must have a call. The call to action today is don't let poverty dictate your story. Do not allow poverty, your state, to dictate where you want to be. What was that dream? The vision, your purpose in life. So many of us cannot pursue our vision because of lack of resources. Not money. But have you sat down? Are you intentional about it? Don't let lack silence your potential. You don't want to allow your potential, your purpose to be buried. You want to step out of just surviving, that survivor mode, and you want to step into purpose. Because when you break free from poverty, you don't just change your life, you unlock what? Destiny. So therefore, you want to take action. What can I do to eradicate poverty? What can I do to step out of poverty? You want to fulfill purpose. You want to pursue your destiny and you want to fulfill it. But you can't fulfill it in poverty. Do you know poverty is what? It will keep you in what? In mediocrity. Low lifer. Low mindset. Lack of confidence. And friends will even run away from you. So you must take action and do the needful. So with that, we come to the end of today's video. And I hope I've been able to sensitize you to touch some areas of your life. And if you know that this video resonates with you, I want you to give it a thumb up. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to it and let's continue to discuss. Let's connect and network and talk about how we can eradicate poverty and things that we need to do to shift our mindset, to pursue our purpose, that kind of life that God came to give unto us. I also want you to share and to comment on my video. So with that, I want to say thank you for your time. See you some other time. Remember, I'm your sister in purpose, and in faith. Bye for now. God bless you. Thank you.